A city that has now become ruins, a country fighting with itself, and a massacre happening in front of the world's eyes, but no one is able to do anything? This is the story of Al-Fasher, that city in western Sudan where every sign of life is slowly being erased. Amidst 18 months of siege, hunger, bullets, and blood-stained streets, the question now arises, will Sudan be able to save itself, or will it once again become the most horrific chapter in history? Let's find out what happened in Al-Fasher and why the situation in Sudan is so dire. Hello, I am Asif Iqbal and you are watching One India. In the city of Al-Fasher in western Sudan, which is the capital of North Darfur, thousands of people are feared dead. This massacre began when the paramilitary force Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, took control of the city. After an 18-month siege, Al-Fasher fell into the hands of the RSF on Sunday, which had halted the supply of food and medicine for the millions trapped there. According to the United Nations, Sudan has been burning in the fire of civil war for the past 2.5 years, in which more than 40,000 people have died and 12 million people have been displaced. Let's find out what happened in Al-Fasher and why the situation in Sudan is so dire. On Sunday, the RSF took control of Al-Fasher. This was the last stronghold of the Sudanese army in the Darfur region. So according to the Sudanese army, by Wednesday about 2,000 people had been killed, while the Sudan Doctors Network has confirmed at least 1,500 people. About 1,200,000 people had been trapped in the city for 18 months. They had to survive by eating animal fodder. The RSF had set up a 56-kilometer-long wall and barricades around the city, completely blocking food, medicine, and exit routes. In videos going viral on social media, RSF fighters are seen shooting and torturing people. RSF members have previously recorded and shared videos of massacres. The United Nations Human Rights Office has stated that people fleeing RSF attacks were shot on the spot, and signs of ethnic hatred are clearly visible in the killings. Yale University's Humanitarian Research Lab has confirmed through satellite images that red blood stains on the ground and piles of bodies are evidence of a massacre, which were not present in images before the RSF took control. According to the United Nations, in just 2 days, more than 26,000 people have fled Al-Fasher, mostly on foot. About 177,000 civilians are still trapped in the city. Reports of atrocities are also coming from the Bara area of the neighboring state of North Kordofan, which the RSF claimed to have taken control of on October 25th. There have been attacks on human rights activists and civilians there. The Red Cross and Red Crescent Society have confirmed that 5 of their workers were killed in Bara and 3 are missing. Now let us tell you why Al-Fasher and Al-Obeid are important. These 2 cities are important strategic centers in western Sudan. Al-Fasher, which is the capital of North Darfur, was the last city in the Darfur region that was outside RSF control. Now, with its fall, the country is divided into 2 parts. Eastern Sudan is under SAF control, and Western Sudan has gone under RSF control. RSF has announced a parallel government in Darfur. While the Sudanese army is now only in the eastern and northern regions, Al-Obeid, which is the capital of North Kordofan and an oil production area, is strategically important for RSF because it is the link between Khartoum and Darfur. RSF is now trying to encircle Al-Obeid. The head of the Sudanese army, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has stated that his army has left Al-Fasher to protect civilians from RSF violence. He has warned that they will surely avenge the blood of their people. Meanwhile, RSF leader Mohamed Hamdan Hemeti Dagalo has said that they want to unite Sudan under a true democracy and that criminals will be punished. Let's talk about who the RSF is. The roots of the RSF are in the notorious tribal armed group called Janjaweed, which was supported by dictator Omar al-Bashir during the Darfur War in 2003. These tribal militias are accused of killing 100,000 to 300,000 people and displacing 2.5 million people, which many human rights organizations have called genocide. In 2013, Bashir formally organized the tribal groups as the Rapid Support Forces. In 2019, the RSF played a role in toppling Bashir's regime, but later in 2021, they joined forces with the SAF to overthrow the civilian government. The story of the civil war starting in Sudan is dangerous. In 2023, tensions between the RSF and SAF reached a peak when a dispute arose over when and how the RSF would be integrated into the army and who would take control of the country. On April 15, 2023, the war broke out. Both sides have been accused of war crimes and human rights violations. In January 2024, the United States Department of State announced that the RSF and its allies are committing genocide in Darfur. Thousands of innocent civilians have lost their lives in the conflict between these two. Local groups have warned that the RSF's capture of Al-Fasher will prove disastrous for non-Arab tribes. People have reported that RSF soldiers are going house to house, committing killings based on ethnic identity. Approximately 500 people were killed in the city's Saudi hospital, where patients and refugees were hiding. Several incidents of sexual violence against women have also been reported. But with the capture of Al-Fasher, the RSF now has control over the entire Darfur region. This area is rich in gold mines and borders Chad, Libya, Sasso, Papushaka, Upodeshaka, Rigat, and South Sudan. It is not that peace talks have not taken place in Sudan. Several rounds of peace talks mediated by Saudi Arabia, the United States, and the African Union have been inconclusive. In September 2024, the United States, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the UAE, referred to as the Quad, presented a plan for a 3-month humanitarian ceasefire and the restoration of civilian rule in 9 months. Sudanese Army Chief Al-Burhan initially rejected it, but later showed a softer stance after meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. However, after RSF's capture of Al-Fasher, this plan is now in limbo. The destruction of Al-Fasher is not just the fall of a city, but has become one of the darkest events in Sudan's humanitarian history. Ethnic genocide, hunger, violence, and displacement have seemingly split Sudan into 2 parts. If the international community does not intervene soon, Darfur could once again witness devastation like in 2003.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.